Hey everybody, so today we're going to talk about 5 ways that you can tell that you're growing mentally and spiritually. So growing doesn't always feel like you're making progress because growth is supposed to be uncomfortable. Progress is where you can see results, but just how like losing weight, you can lose 20 pounds over the course of 6 months and you'll feel exactly the same. But when you actually look back at the measurements, like how much you actually weighed, when you actually like feel the clothes, like you're making progress. Even though you don't see it week by week, you have to wait till you get to the end of the 6 months to actually see the results. That's the progress. But the growth is always going to be there. The growth is always going to be that challenge, that resistance. It's always if you're doing things where you're stepping out of your comfort zone, you're going to experience growth. And these are the 5 signs that you're mentally and spiritually growing. So sign 1 is letting go of what you can't control. So this is something that is supposed to bring peace and focus, and it takes back your power, and then it opens doors for you because you're putting yourself in doer mode. When you focus on things that only you can control, you're like, I can control this, so I'm going to change it. Then you're a doer. You're somebody who's, it'll take me 5 minutes to send this email, or it'll take me 5 minutes to change this one little thing to get me closer to whatever it is I'm trying to achieve. When you're focusing on things that you really cannot control, you're going to feel more hopeless. You're going to feel like depressed. You're going to feel like you don't have any stability or control in your life. And when you're able to let go of those things and you're actually feeling it, that you're not worried about certain things anymore because you can't control them, then you're in a place of growth, which is definitely, I did that one first because I feel like a lot of people, it's something people try to do and it's hard to do. So if you can recognize that you are able to relinquish control or focus only on the things that you can control, it is a huge step forward. And there's like 99% of people might not be able to do that. So sign 2 is that you react with grace and not anger. You're not reactive. You know how to use your words. It brings calmness. It shows mature communication styles. And this is kind of how it ties into part 1, is that being reactive takes away your power. And how, letting go of things that you can't control, you gain your power back because you're focusing on your direct impact. So for things being, for reacting with grace, you get a lot of power because you don't let things affect you. If somebody says something to you, if you get a negative comment and you're able to either ignore it or act with grace, then you still hold power in that situation or that dynamic. So anybody could tell you anything. You're able to know who you are, know what you want to do, and stand in your power. Yeah, and I think this one is probably the hardest to achieve out of all of these. I feel like a lot of people let their emotions get to the best of them, but some of the most successful people, they see these emotions as tools, as ways to communicate, and your emotions and other people's emotions are something that you should always be thinking about, how you affect people, how people are impacted by you. And then if other people aren't able to control their emotions, but you're able to control yours, then it still leaves an impact on them, seeing how you hold your power in different situations and settings. So sign number 3 is that you crave purpose more than perfection. So this one is one of my favorites. It's definitely something that I love to focus on because we really do get caught up in what other people think, how to meet other people's expectations, whether it's family, friends, parents. So being able to just have that greater good, that bigger purpose, you can really still find fulfillment and hold your own in whatever it is that you're doing, because you care more about your impact and the intentions instead of what other people think. So even working in a nonprofit or planting trees, doing things that might not make sense to people, like building schools in other countries. There's so many things that people will be like, no, you need to go get a really good paying job. You need to go do XYZ, be a doctor, be a lawyer. But if it's not fulfilling to your purpose and what your heart like craves for that fulfillment, then I see that as a sign as somebody who still has some growth to do. So if you're able to understand not even what you want out of life, but what gives you fulfillment in life, that is a huge sign of growth, and you should pat yourself on the back. If you're able to like communicate to people what your values are and why you do what you do, or if you do a million things and it all just stems to your purpose, you can have multiple purposes too. Like, I'm big on the environment, but I am also, like, I'm building my brand around women empowerment, especially for younger women. So, yeah. Yeah, this is a missing piece to a lot of people. So, I think it's easy for people to even follow their dreams and do big, great things, but if they don't have some sort of cause or some sort of way to give back that impacts the world in a positive way, they're actually missing out on a huge, meaningful, and fulfilling life. So Ephesians 2:10 says, "For we are God's handiwork, created in Christ Jesus to do God's works." So I just pulled that because I thought it was interesting for this sign 3, because we as humans, when we do good for other people, it does make us feel good, but it's something that we will always do last. And I feel like when we work in communities and groups that value doing good for other people, it's easier for us to put helping others at the top. And it doesn't even have to be doing donations and funding certain things. It could be starting a community garden, helping out at local schools or shelters, soup kitchens. Like, your time is a resource that can be used for good too. So sign number 4 is that you're comfortable setting boundaries. This one is a super important one, and I think this is probably one of the first ones too. As soon as you know what you're doing, what your goals are, where you want to go, you have to set boundaries. And you notice and you feel how you're preventing yourself from achieving the things you want in life when you aren't able to say no to things. Because every no matter how little or small or big, whatever, every no is a yes towards your dreams, your goals, anything you're focusing on. No is another way to focus, if you will. Because I know we'll always say yes to scrolling on Instagram or watching these videos on YouTube, but you really should be mindful of your time and how you're spending it, and distractions, and doing things outside of your purpose. It's okay to do things, but if you feel like you're wasting your time, I think a sign of growth is setting those boundaries, and you're like, I really do want to focus over here, so we're not going to do this. Yeah. And then when you respect yourself, people treat you with more respect. So if somebody, somebody at work is asking you to do extra tasks in these emails, if you want to do better in that position, you're going to say yes, wouldn't you? But if this isn't your goal, there's other things that you need to do and you don't want to end up doing a different job, then you set those boundaries in a respectful way. You write a very nice email about it. But, yeah. And then setting boundaries protects your energy and your peace, which is necessary for growth. So your energy, I'm big on energy too. I talked about it in my first video. Like I think energy is a more valuable resource than your time, and you should be very mindful on how you spend your energy, what it takes to expend your energy, and how much time you need to get your energy back. Like understanding how you work and will get you where you need to go further. Okay, so sign number 5, our last sign, is that you're more present and grateful. You recognize more blessings each day and stop worrying about the future. And then gratitude keeps your mindset strong and your spirit grounded. Okay. So gratitude is a huge sign of growth. Being able to wake up and say that you're grateful for the life you have, you're grateful for the house you're in, the things that you have, the life that you get to live, the things that you get to do, the responsibilities that you have. All of the things in life, there's so much to be grateful for. And then when you're grateful for things, you're able to get more. So yeah, I think being present is a difficult one. Being great, like showing gratitude, is able to bring you into the present moment as well. So if you have trouble with staying present and doing things as they're happening, gratitude is a good place to start. Okay, so overall, we had 1, letting go of what you can't control. 2, reacting with grace instead of anger. 3, craving purpose more than perfection. 4, comfortable setting boundaries. And 5, you're more present and grateful. Okay, so let me know in the comments if you would want to add any, or if you've experienced any of these, if you believe that you're in a growth phase and you're waiting on the progress. Hopefully this helped. Yeah, let's add to the list. And I just want to end on trust the process. If you have a good heart and you stay true to who you are, you're going to get a good life. The divine timing is going to happen. You just stick to what you got to do. Stick to your morals and values. And yeah, keep growing physically, mentally, spiritually, and just focus on getting better 1% every day. All you need is 1%. Yeah. And tomorrow's video is going to be overcoming self-doubt, building confidence, courage. So yeah, I'm trying to post every day. I missed a couple days, but it is what it is. Here we are. I just want to come here, give some quick lessons, just share some of my thoughts about life, about growth, about spirituality. Because there's a lot of people, it's easy to get lost in this world, but sometimes you just need a minute to recenter and realize why you're here. So yeah, thanks for watching. Bye.